Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Now, it's 2020. It's actually February already. I never got around to really saying anything for January. Uh, I know that I haven't been posting a lot lately. I've had some reasons. We've had a loss in the family that's kept me pretty busy. Um, there's been a few other things, but I do plan on getting back to putting some regular content on the channel soon, and that's what this video is about. I'm gonna give you a few ideas of what I plan on doing moving forward. I have some projects that need to be worked on, potential ideas and other things, and kind of just explain what's been going on. Now, I've been trying my best to put what I can up, and it just seems like every time I go to film something lately, something's hindered that process, and I've been just life's been kicking my ass lately, honestly. My wife lost her mother, and that was like right after the holidays, and the holidays were already very stressful. So January actually was one one bad thing after another happening. I've actually started filming a few projects that I just never finished, whether it was a lack of motivation, lack of the end result not being good enough. I lost some footage on a memory card that actually corrupted. So it's been crazy. I got into a car wreck a few weeks ago at work. I actually was driving the work van and following Justin in his personal car, and it had been raining, and the work van's not in the best mechanical shape, and I'm not used to driving a lot. And about a year and a half ago, I blew out my knee, and I've been kind of struggling with a knee injury, and he had to slam on brakes because somebody in front of him slammed on brakes, and I slammed on brakes, and there's not a lot of tread on the tires at the front of the van, and I ended up hitting Justin in the back of his personal van, and that really aggravated my knee, so it's taken me a few weeks to get back all to where I'm as mobile as I should be again. Work in general has just been a pain in the ass, and we've been doing a bunch of bullshit, and it's kind of turned into this high school dynamic with a bunch of, I don't know. I don't even want to complain about my 9 to 5, but I'm just trying to kind of give you an idea where my head's at and where I've been. I've kind of to cope and compensate. I've kind of spent a lot of my time lately when I'm not at work and helping with the kids and making sure my wife's okay. Playing Elder Scrolls Online a lot. I wasn't a huge fan of it when it first came out like I was hoping to be, but I've kind of, over the time of changes and updates and DLC and stuff like that, I've really gotten into it, and I'm actually doing pretty well for my skill at MMOs and my lack of skill at video games altogether. So I've posted, I think, a video the other day about it. We had like a free weekend. It was like a free week of ESO Plus, and I ended up buying a month of it to be able to continue some of the stuff I'd started because I just didn't have time. It ended on a work night, and I had to be responsible. But yeah, so basically I'm going to show you some upcoming things that I have going on, and it's kind of crazy because even over the course of time of me not being as proactive with the channel, I'm slowly still gaining subscribers, and I'm very happy about that, and I don't think it's unrealistic to say that in 2020 I may actually finally hit 1,000 subscribers. And what's cool about it is that, like, I know according to the algorithm and statistically speaking, like, I've got this big barrier when it comes to my channel, because it's not focusing on one topic. It's not one thing. It's this amalgamation of a ton of different content. Some people like the Dragon Ball stuff. Some people like the computer stuff. Some people like when, you know, the videos that do the best on my channel really are the ones that have to do with my 1997 Lincoln Town Car and the stuff that I try to document, because I can never find any good information on that myself. So anytime I do anything to my car, I try to record it and put it on YouTube, because I figured if I put the effort into it and I figure it out, it could help somebody. And once a month I get an email or somebody that asks me, you know, hey, what part did you use to put that radio in there with the aftermarket sound, or the premium sound system to put an aftermarket radio in there, and how did you do this, and thanks for teaching me how to fix the trunk. And like, videos that I never thought were actually going to be important turn out to be the ones that like people seem to really like. But yeah, I don't know, it's actually kind of late. I had to wait until everybody went to bed, and I decided to go ahead and record this. It's actually pretty cold today. We had some warm weather. I'm not exactly comfortable, but I figured we'd film in this shed for right now, because this is where it all started. My return to YouTube. Yeah, I think we should talk about that for a minute, because I really sat down and was thinking about it. It's kind of interesting how me getting back into YouTube kind of happened. I've had my YouTube channel since 2006, believe it or not. And back in 2008, I was consistently putting up content. This is way before there was like copyright strikes and all this stuff and monetization. And a lot of it was little silly, goofy videos. I mean, this is back in the standard definition days and DV video and whatnot, and Windows Movie Maker. And so I've had my channel established for a while, and then, you know, children and relationships and all this other stuff happened. And basically what I really screwed up. And back on July 4th of 2015, I ended up getting a DUI on a golf cart. And they don't care if it's a golf cart, a lawnmower, or a bicycle. You get a DUI around here. There's zero tolerance. And I ended up having to go through everything that people that get pissed drunk downtown or whatever. Anyway, it's the same consequences for the action, even though I was on a back road. I wasn't going to hurt nobody or myself. So yeah, that really got to me, because I was drinking pretty heavily back then, and I needed some type of, how would you put it, a hobby to take up the time, because I really wanted to quit drinking. It had become an issue, and that's when I kind of was staying at home in between the alcohol classes and doing this and doing that, and I was on probation for it and all this shit. And I got into some communities on my phone, and Dragon Ball communities, and then I started slowly, like, I finally got the nerve, after I built all these computers and stuff, to decide to start YouTube again. And some of you that's been around since the early days probably remember the times I was talking about. And I've always wanted to be able to do something with YouTube, and just always thought that I lost my chance and I was too old, and there's no way. I lost, you know, I'd be playing catch up with everybody else, and I'd never get noticed, and nothing that I was going to do is going to be important. And for all the goofy videos I made, I put out a tech video or something that was relevant at the time, and I'd get a few comments, thank you, thank you, thank you, and then it was like a really big feeling of gratification from that. So I continued, and you know, I've had a few times over the last four years that I've had to take small breaks, and you know, I've done some collaborations with Chris, and I've tried to get some of my family like Henry and some friends involved, and we've made some short films, and we've you know, I've tried. I really have tried. And I kind of had to take a step back a little bit, and I was putting a lot of effort for minimal return for a little while, and that was mostly my fault. I got to a point to where I realized that I was more focused on the quantity than the quality of it, and you know, I can pump out videos all day that just to say I put something up, but if people weren't watching them, and then what did it matter? And I was putting a lot of effort into like not having my investment of return wasn't there. Excuse me. So anyway, yeah. So I got the DUI, and then I finally got the nerve to start making videos and upgrading my camera equipment and getting stuff, and ended up getting that whole other shed. You know, I started off just filming in this little shed, and we had a lot of fun. I used to do some live streams, and then we did a lot of the phone games with the Dragon Ball, the Dokkan Battle videos, and which is just weird because I can't even stand playing that game anymore. Like, I log in every day just because I've got a day one account on Global. I've lost my Japan account again, and because I had it modded. And the guy that I had on there quit modding and putting up the updates, and then I couldn't get a transfer code, but it's fine. I started getting bored with some of those. I actually still play Legends a lot, and I might actually make a video soon about Dragon Ball Legends. I gotta hook my Chromecast back up to be able to capture all that, but anyway. But yeah, so like I'm really happy where the channel sits now. I think the last time I looked, I was pushing like 860 subscribers, which is like outrageous in my mind, considering like where I was to where I'm at now. I never really wanted to gain subscribers as a gimmick. Not, you know, what do you call it, raffles, giveaways, or I got to do V-Bucks for Fortnite or any of this other kind of like gimmicky crap, because I always wanted it to be where my channel was, what do you call it, like a natural growth. People that wanted to subscribe to me, or because they felt like they either enjoyed the content or I helped them out, or there was a real reason to subscribe, not just because they were going to get something out of it, like physical, or I had to what do you call it, buy subscribers, or I had to I know what it's called, I just can't think of the word right now. Anyway, yeah, so you know, 860-ish right now at the time of this. I mean, that might go down, that might go up by the time you watch this, if anybody watches this. But the cool part is that I think that there's a big chance that if I was to actually take some time and make some decent content, that I could definitely hit the 1,000 subscriber threshold, maybe by the summerish. And the thought of that really makes me happy. I do try, and the biggest problem I have is that, like, when I'm really not feeling like making a video and I can't put enough effort into it, I don't like faking it, and because I really feel that like people will notice that. And you can kind of go back on some of my other videos and tell when I was really in the zone and really enjoying it, and there was other ones that I made just to have content on the channel, and a lot of those kind of got overlooked, you know, rightfully so. And lately it's just been between all the stuff, my physical problems, the mental problems, the money problems, and just life, is why I got for a while to where I couldn't even, like, I didn't even enjoy playing video games anymore at all. And I feel really bad because I kind of left Ghost hanging, and I'd like to get back into, like, even if it's not every week like we were doing, but like getting back to playing some. I ended up upgrading to an Xbox One X, and I finally got another 4K TV after my last one broke, and it's just a small one, but it's better than no TV. But yeah, so Chris reached out again not too long ago, and he's trying to get back in the swing of things as well. And I'm not going to speak for him, but he's kind of took a little small hiatus as well, and I think we both need a little bit of break and to get our affairs and real life in order. But if you remember, if you watched it, if not, it's on the channel. The last time I upgraded his computer to the i7 system, I put the graphics card that I had available in there, knowing that it wasn't going to be his main gaming computer or whatever. I think it was like a AMD HD 6870 with 1 gig of VRAM. But he's actually using that as a gaming computer now. So part of the idea soon is to upgrade that. I think I got like a HD 7870 that has 2 gigs of VRAM. And it's a nicer card. It's older, but it's a lot better than what he's got in there now. And I think I'm going to take that up there and throw it in that system, and so he can have a little bit more capability. And you know, at some point soon, I'll probably be upgrading a few things here and there, and then I'll pass something even nicer on to him. But so yeah, we're going to be working on that, and I got my nephew's computer over here that I need to take some of Angel's old hardware for Christmas. I upgraded Angel's computer, pretty much gave him a whole new setup, and I'll show that on a video at some point, I'm sure. But it's a Ryzen system. I decided to do a Ryzen 5 system for him. But this is the, I think that's a i5 2400. I'd have to, if I'm not mistaken, I have to go back through and look at that. Anyway, I'm putting that in here for my nephew Braden. And that's going to be a system. I've got this Sega Genesis up here that needs some work done to it. This is a buddy of mine's that he gave me months ago, and it got kind of pushed to the side. I don't know the last video I showed, but I finally cleaned up in this shed for the most part. It's manageable now, but this had became a store all after I hurt my knee, because I couldn't get up in here easily anyway. Got that, and then I've got this little ITX system that I had in a Cooler Master case that I don't know what I did with. Anyway, this is the Pentium G30, I can't remember what it is, 3854, 3458. I don't remember what it, anyway, it was that anniversary edition Pentium. But it's an ITX box that I put in here, but the kids had spilled water on it, and I had to get a new board for it. I put it back in this case, and I never did anything with it. I never even turned it on to see if it worked. And this actually has the HD 7870 that I want to give to Christopher. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do a video of me taking that out and then seeing if we can get this computer to work. This is a computer from work, my job, that my boss's computer. I got to get stuff off of there for his wife. But and I did put a video up about a week ago of me trying to fix that Acer NAS. And I I forgot that I have this HP Z200 workstation. And I think what we're going to do is fill this up with those hard drives and see if we can use this hardware to actually make a NAS server that would just run throughout the house, instead of trying to fix that little $10 thing that's not upgradable really, and I can do whatever I want to with this. So that's going to be a video coming up soon. Yeah, so I got this PlayStation 3 down here that I'm trying to figure out. It used to work, and then one day I tried to turn it on, and the red button turns green, and then the power goes out. So I extracted the power out supply to that, and I plan on documenting what happens with that going forward. And I'm still been getting the Ghostbuster stuff together with the kids. Kids' costumes and uniforms and proton packs. I know a lot of y'all don't seem to watch the Ghostbuster content, but that is a way to get my kids interested in something that I'm doing, and I'm able to make content. I actually made a separate Pontworth Ghostbusters YouTube channel, so some of those videos get kind of double dipped, but the kids love it. Adam Chester comes over and works with us, and it's it's fun for us, and I really enjoy having my kids involved, and they really get excited when we go film. And I've had my wife get involved, and once it's not as cold out and my knees not hurting as much, we're definitely going to be doing some more of that. God, I'm trying to think. I got this GTX 285 up here that I plan on trying to see if I can get that to work. I found that when I cleaned up in here, I found a bunch of stuff that I forgot I even had. I don't know. I don't even know how long this video is going to end up being once I edit it down, but I don't know. See, I got a ton of stuff that I need to work on. It's just finding the motivation and I can't even say the time, it's just doing it, you know? It's like having enough time in between crises to where my mind's clear enough to be able to sit down with a couple of cameras, get the right angles, and then have the time to edit it down. And I'm not making excuses per se. because I mean, it's not like YouTube's like a job for me, and I only want, you know, I do it because I enjoy it, because I want to do it. And again, I don't want to force the content, because I really believe people can tell whenever the content's not genuine. And I just I want to get back into it though. I miss having that motivation and being inspired, and can't fall asleep when it's time to go to bed, because all of a sudden I get this idea for a video and I gotta write stuff down at work, and I'm taking notes on, oh, I'd love to do this for a video. You know, there's nothing like that. And then at least, you know, you film something, you edit it down, and it even comes close enough to what your vision is to be able to release. It's like an addiction in a way. And I miss it. I do. And I want to get back to it. And like I said, maybe I don't even care about the getting paid part right now, but I would just love to know that, like, after 14 years of having a YouTube channel and giving it, you know, 4 years of at least having 600 videos and putting some effort in and trying, that I can at least get to that real first threshold of 1,000 subscribers and see what happens from there. And I think that that's really within grasp at this point. You know, it seemed like it was a long way off 2 or 3 years ago, but now it doesn't seem like it's that far off and that it's obtainable. So I don't know. I'm gonna quit mumbling to the camera, and if you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please subscribe, throw a like on the video. We're going to try to make it to 1,000 soon. I think we can do it. And yeah, so we definitely have content coming up. I'll chat back in with y'all shortly. Thank you for listening, whatever the hell this was. I appreciate it. See ya.